I am watching your comments. Please be respectful. I will delete any comments that are disrespectful or completely stupid because there's only so many. I know who you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, Los Angeles anchorman is out of a job following an on-air emotional farewell to colleague. So I'm not familiar with Mark Mester. He's like the newest anchor person. I am familiar with Lynette Romero, who was leaving for a competing station. And so basically what it's saying here is Mark Mester, because Mark Mester was saying farewell to Lynette Romero, and there's an airplane that says, "We love you, Lynette." Basically that he made a statement. So it says, I want to start off right now by offering up an apology to you. What the viewers' experience was rude, it was cruel. Mester told viewers an emotional 4-minute statement to his former coworker. I want to say sorry to Lynette Romero. I love you so much. You're literally my best friend. You did not deserve what happened to you on Wednesday. So she left. I don't know if she was fired or forced to leave or what. I never know. Because the truth is, anchor people leave for different stations all the time. In the case of, Manny Medrano became an attorney. I think Rubin, not what's his face? Not Sam Rubin. I don't remember his name. But there was another guy that was doing the weather, and then he works for the LAPD. I think he's a public relations officer for the LAPD, but he was for CBS Weather. People change all the time, but what they say here is that when someone retires, so Lynette decided to leave for another opportunity. We hope she would record a farewell message to viewers, but she declined. Lynette has been a wonderful member of the KTLA family, and we wish her family the best. I remember when she was skinnier, but that's a whole different matter. It was unfortunate, it was inappropriate, and we are so sorry about that. Lynette deserved to say goodbye. It didn't happen. So Mester was he really praised Lynette Romero. And Sam Rubin didn't feel that way. Other people didn't feel that way. Longtime TV reporters and anchors will often receive loving on-air send-offs when they retire or leave their job. So if it was like Katie Lang or Katie Couric or other people, in the case of Matt Lauer, they get fired, and there's a lecture about Me Too and stuff like that. Those on-air, if the on-air personality leaves for a competing network, the separation is like immediate, just done. Thanos snapped out, and there's no mention of them, no mention of where they're going, because that would be bad for business. TV news contracts typically include no compete clauses preventing a reporter or anchor from working at a rival station for up to 6 months. So it takes them a while to go to the other side. Mester thanked Romero. So they fired Mester for mentioning Lynette Romero for breaking protocol. And so Mester's out of a job. Romero's gone. Sam Rubin keeps his job. Sam Rubin, who you remember very well, him and his kooky team of people at KTLA Morning Show, Morning News. I remember these fuckers since the 90s, okay? I remember he also had a live show. Stephanie Edwards, they did a live show together. She was one of the original co-hosts of the Rose Parade with Bob Eubanks. Lovely lady. I mean, this woman could commit murder and you'd never know it. You'd never blame her. She was completely innocent. I mean, lovely lady. Still beautiful at her age. So it was a live show at 10 o'clock after the Rose Parade. That was years ago. And then, for some reason, the live show did not work out. And then Stephanie Edwards was reduced to holding an umbrella in the bleachers, while Michaela Ferreira, who works now with Fox, was co-hosting the parade. You remember that bullshit? That was the only scandalous thing Stephanie ever got into. For some reason, and you have to look at Sam Rubin. I mean, what an idiot. You know Sam Rubin had something to do with her not being the co-host of the Rose Parades. Snaky people. So I'm looking at these random tweets here. Boycott KTLA. The truth is, the corporations are not your friend, and Hollywood studios are not your friend, and news stations are not your friend. You look at somebody was suggesting that Lynette Romero and Mark Mester could have their own show. you look at Crystal Ball and Sagar and Jetty. I think his name is Sagar and Jetty and Crystal Ball. They have their own show. They were working for The Hill. The truth is, I never put my faith in these people. Now, a relative of mine, through my sister's marriage years ago, went to. When you're in your 20s, you're that go-getter, right? When you're a kid, you're a kid, okay? When you're a teenager, you do dumb shit, right? But when you're in your 20s, you get your college degree, and you go get them. Go get those big corporations. Go work for those. Go intern at those big corporations, right? You go for everything and anything, right? When you're in your 30s, you bargain, and when you're in your 40s, you give the fuck up. You give up. So this relative of mine, who's about close to my age or at my age, okay? Look at all these people, man. Make no mistake, the broadcast entertainment industry is taking note of the KTLA backlash. And there is backlash. I mean, didn't these people come together for some event about the world or the environment? Anyway, so these are all the tweets. But let me tell you a little story. So this relative of mine talked to Sam Rubin, and with Sam Rubin looked like he was bored out of his skull. He looked like he was fucking bored because, we'll call him John. Okay, so John, the relative of mine, John wanted to get a job into interning for KTLA, working for KTLA in his 20s. And Sam Rubin had that wide-eyed, grumpy face look, like, looking at his watch, like, I got things to do. I think the same thing was happening with Beverly White, with another a student that I was classmates with in Cal State University. And he was just looking at his watch like he's got things to do. So they had an interview. It was very awkward. So Mr. Sam Smiley Face Rubin that you would see on TV was nothing like the Sam Rubin that you would go to if you were going for an internship and working for KTLA. This is a completely different person, okay? These people, it's like when Lori Loughlin and Olivia Jade went to go see, went to that Today interview. They dress in professional clothes, they smile a lot, they laugh a lot, they fake wave, fake hug, and they don't give a shit about you, okay? That's just professional women in my perspective. But a lot of these people, whether it's KTLA 5 or Today in LA with NBC, or it's CBS 2 News, or your local news, wherever it is, it's studios doing what the corporation wants. Now, corporations were small businesses a long time ago, but it's how do you go from that small mom and pop business to a soulless corporation? How do you go from public access television and YouTube to a big corporation that doesn't give a shit about other people or try to be against the competitor? How do we divide that line? And we go so far as to spit at other people professionally. So I wish Lynette Romero the best. She should just be retired. She's done so much. Honestly, KTLA 5 was not the same after Hal Fishman died. Leela Feinstein left after Hal Fishman passed away. And Roger McCormick passed away. And it's not the same. All the figures of old are gone. The Walter Cronkites are gone. I think Hugh Downs is still alive, but he's not around about anymore. Barbara Walters. It's really changed. Like all these smiley people, whether they're women or men, they don't give a shit about anything but themselves. And that's all there is to that. So, where do we go from here? We'll find out another day.